Hello, this is GiggleFizt. I'm here with Shouldy, and we're doing a podcast about sex. This is going to be an intro to sex. We're planning on doing, how you first found out about sex to, leading up to... Well, actually, we're going to end it before we get to the good stuff, which is your first time having sex, I guess. So, I'm here with Shouldy.
Yes, sex, the great equalizer.
I don't know about equalizer. I think everyone is essentially fucked when it comes to sex.
Yeah, you can really tend to get the shaft there, right?
Yeah. I think I watch porno sometimes, and I think that these people are like professionals at sex, and I feel like I should be more jealous because it never. I'm pretty sure it never looks like that when I do it.
I don't know about that because, we all work jobs, right? And, you start off like, this is a cool job, but by the end you're like, fuck, I gotta go to work, I hate this. You think that ever happens? They're just like, geez, I just don't want to have sex.
Yeah, but
ever.
No, but I feel like that's in your skill set, right? That's something, that's like a universally applicable skill, all right? Any relationship you go into, that's something you could do. And if you're not
really help you climb the corporate ladder.
Yeah, exactly. If you're not too morally bogged down with the how and why of your success, you could literally fuck your way to the top in almost any business. We're running into that right now. You have the Me Too movement. I don't want to get too politicized with this, but you didn't get any. It's like you didn't get nothing out of that. Some of these people, I feel like it's like, wow, I'm fucking, but I'm way. And that's the other thing. They're making way more than porn stars.
It's terrible.
Some of these movie stars. I'm not trying to offend anyone. All right, man. So back to the.
I think I'm offended. Well, at least my butthole is a little offended.
You could have been using it for economic gain.
Damn it. Well, there goes that train.
Yeah.
All these innuendos are just flying out.
How did you?
It's hot and hairy.
Shouldy, how did you first learn about sex?
How did I first learn about sex? It's like the weirdest fucking thing, and I don't even know if I should bring this up, but I was watching what do you call that movie? Back to the Future, and Marty's mom gave me a chubster.
What do you mean? You figured out what sex was by just...
I didn't figure it out, but that was like the beginning. I was like, oh, whoa, this lady's attractive, and she's being all sexy and shit. But the weird part is she was being sexy to her son. So
that's the part that confuses me. Is how did that?
It wasn't the scenario.
How did
it was
the implied innuendo.
It wasn't like, oh man, I wish my mom would do that or anything like that. It was just I found her attractive and she was being sexy toward a male, and I was like, boo. And then, but the worst part is I'm with my family, so I'm trying to hide this thing that's never happened before. I'm like, oh jeez, what am I gonna do if I have to stand up?
Schultz, okay. It sounds like you already knew about sex before Back to the Future happened.
No.
What I'm telling you is how did you figure out did you have a sex talk with anyone?
No, there was no sex talk.
You just immediately
everything I learned about sex I learned from movies and television.
All right. Fair enough. That actually clarified things. My own personal story is I basically asked my mom, when you're a kid.
You asked your mom?
Yeah, no. When you're a little kid, you just ask shit. I was 4, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked my mom, where do babies come from? And she straight up said, they come from the toto. And I'm like, for those of you who don't know, toto is, Hispanic American slang for vagina.
Virginia.
Yeah, for the virgina. And, and I didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. I was 4, but she gave me an answer, and that was the other thing, was at the time, she was sitting on the toilet, right? So then I started asking Toto questions, because, I knew that a Toto, there was such a thing as a vagina. I didn't know, the mechanics involved, because, I'm looking at my mom on the toilet, And obviously I had seen myself naked, because it's a weird thing. We had my mother used to have to use the bathroom with the door open because we all had abandonment issues. I might get into the where and the why of that in another story.
Very sorry to laugh at your human suffering.
No, it is actually fucking hilarious because we would start like flipping out, like if she if she closed the door, like it's like
where'd she go?
She disappeared.
Everything just goes to shit. Like someone hits the red button. Like there's alarms going off.
We're gonna have to eat each other. But no, we were very little. So anyway, so that actually became like a thing in my family, just using the bathroom with the door open. But yeah. So just figuring out the mechanics of that, like eventually I narrowed it down to women don't pee out of their butt, because that's what I assumed she was doing. And that was the other thing that was confusing, is that, the toto and the pee hole aren't the same thing, which I think a lot of people are confused about.
Yeah. I mean, I just learned, so there's that.
Yeah. So, like, she was like, no, because, I was thinking, pee comes from where babies come from. I don't know.
So you think you thought they pooped babies out of their butts as well?
Sort of. No, I knew what a toto was, kind of. I knew a toto wasn't a butt.
All right.
But. Yeah. So, no, I just couldn't. I was like 4. And then things eventually got, like, fleshed out later, when certain negligences came to be with a certain infamous box of VHS tapes.
Yes, the old VHS porns.
Yeah, the thing was, we had a big, I don't know, it was a box that like a floor freezer would come in,
I had the same thing. I don't know why. Is that a Spanish thing?
Just a big box of VHS tapes?
Yeah.
Because we had the deep freezer. And yeah, the big box of VHS tapes. So someone just, people I guess were getting DVDs or something, or they were just, moving. I think my aunt was like moving out of her.
Yeah, that's how I got
house.
My big box of VHS.
Yeah, she's like, my new apartment isn't gonna be able to hold all these fucking VHS tapes. Here you go, let the kids watch them. We take the VHS tapes upstairs. Like, Mom, like, go ahead, just go. So I'll keep you fucking distracted for a while. And meanwhile, I'm not expecting my aunt to have like adult films in there, but I don't think all of those were hers. I don't know, I think it was just, people that she had lived with during her life or whatever.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, maybe my aunt was into some stuff, It wasn't
Everyone's got the little freaky side,
She was my great aunt too. That was my grandmother's sister.
By the way, VHS is like one of the worst like modalities for recording things and like replaying them.
Yes.
Because it degrades every single time you watch it.
Yes, it does. It's like it punishes you for liking it. Until you get those like static bars at the top of the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, exactly.
And then after a while, you can't even tell what the nutshot is. The only good thing about that was eventually, because some of those like older 70s and 80s movies, they would do like, the fuck you flash shot to the face.
Yeah.
It's like, here comes the good part. I don't know why the cum shot's the good part, by the way, but apparently it's everyone's favorite part of film.
Yeah, I don't know why.
That's the money shot.
It's weird. It's because you imagine yourself in that role, and you're like, yeah, that's my penis. That's
I guess. I don't know. It's the money shot, though, right?
It's that big dick fantasy.
Yeah, or just fucking peeing on a woman. Because when I was watching it, I didn't know what cum was. I didn't know what the fuck was happening.
Here's a funny thought. Right? You can tell, because of what we just said, like it degrades as you watch it, what parts have been rewound because they're the worst quality. Everything else is crystal clear except for those couple of spots.
What would be awkward is like a VHS tape that, like, oh no, this actually did happen. I think it was like fucking Basic Instinct, bro. Right? And, just imagine coming across that, right? Let's say you're a parent and you're like,
whoa.
you know, you and your husband or whatever, the kids are in bed, let's watch Basic Instinct. And you get to that one spot with the one scene where she uncrosses her legs.
Yeah.
And it's fucking just, it starts getting all staticky and fucked up. You're like, why is this part of the movie always fucked up?
Oh, man. GiggleFizt!
Gigs!
Gigs!
No, my mother wasn't fucking the Cleaver mom. She would have screamed at all of us to come downstairs.
Everyone gets punished.
Yeah, I got 4 brothers, 2 sisters. Yeah, well,
not even punished. You get your ass beat.
She wouldn't said anything to my sisters, but she would have definitely been all pissed. Although I don't know. Later, you know, my mother was kind of forward thinking.
Okay, she was playing.
I don't think, you know, not that I know of. Maybe she actually did catch us, and she was just that much of a ninja. But yeah, that was a whole thing. So wait, so we still haven't nailed down, Shouldy, where, when you actually figured out about sex. You don't have an actual definitive memory.
No, it's not like a one thing. It's like
you saw a cow at a fucking farm or something.
No. Actually, it's funny because I was sort of I guess a late bloomer when it came to like even masturbation. Like the first time I ever remember masturbating was I was like 15 or 16.
That's kind of late. I'm not gonna say it's like crazy late. 15 though, man.
We had just gotten.
What were you even doing with your time? Playing sports?
Like, was it running around hitting people? I don't know.
Yeah, between fucking the age of 12
Dude,
and 15.
I was a nerd. I mean, I'm still a nerd, but I was like, yeah, I was a nerd. So, but here's what happened though. We had gotten one of those like illegal cable boxes, like the black boxes.
Yeah.
So like channel like 65 or something like that was like the porn channel, but it would only come on at a certain time or whatever. So there was one day I'm flicking through the channels and our family had just gotten back from like church or something like that.
And you were in the mood.
I wasn't even in the mood. I'm just like
I was looking up there at Christ and I just thought, man, that guy's ripped.
I wasn't even in the mood, man. It was just like
What are they
everyone had gone out and I was like, you know what? I just want to stay here for a little while, hang out, watch some TV. At this point, I didn't even know about porn. I hadn't even seen it yet. No. So I'm like laying down, flicking through the channels, and I see this, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I feel bad about it. I'm like, oh man, I shouldn't be watching this, but I can't stop.
Of course you can't. No, man, you're a teenage boy.
So,
what's happening?
I see this guy doing this thing to his dick, and I'm like, whoa, alright, well, I've never done that. Let's see what that feels
like. I look at his dick, and then I look at my dick.
And then we would just, you know, one thing led to another.
Alright.
But the thing is, here's the worst part, is like the family came back, right?
Did you finish?
I finished, but like in a weird way, because I was like busting my nut as they were like coming in the door, so I was trying to hide it, but I couldn't stop. It was like that movie, Grandma's Boy, when he's like, I can't stop coming. She's
No,
like,
that was like in every fucking movie. That was fucking.
Yeah, every single movie.
That was something about Mary.
Yeah.
He like nuts, like right as she's there, and he can't find it. He's like, what the?
That's actually happened to me like a couple of the same exact scenarios happened to me.
The long shot. I'm saying, well, so that was your first nut. You remember your first nut?
Yeah, it was like in my pants. It was super uncomfortable because I couldn't really change.
No, see, my first nut story is like way worse. Now, at this point, I had already been watching porno, I guess, since like the 3rd grade.
Jeez Louise!
Right, and my one of my younger brothers, you know, he used to come up with these fucked up songs because we didn't really even understand, even though we're watching the porno, we didn't even understand what was happening then. So he had like this song called Butts and Huevitos Doing Sex.
What the fuck?
So, for those of you who don't know, huevos means eggs in Spanish, but
also
it also means balls. However, I believe that since, you know, we had a pretty broken Spanish upbringing,
Butts and Huevitos.
I kind of assumed when I was a kid that was just the name for that whole area. Like, it was just genitals. It was the huevito area.
Yeah.
It was like, you got, you know, these 3 things, so be the huevitos.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, yeah, so... But at the same time, I was like, you know, I thought about it when my balls came down. I was like, are you supposed to Because I didn't even know why I thought, like, his version of things, he's my younger brother. Was the way you do it, like, are you supposed to put the balls in the butt? Right? You know, because, you know, I was pretty much trying to get laid since, like, the 3rd grade, and I didn't really succeed. I remember I was, like, in 5th grade, and, you know, I started humping people. Like for whatever reason...
You just couldn't contain it anymore, you just started humping people?
Shouldy, we lived in Jersey at the time, and I don't know what's up with Jersey chicks, but we started playing Spin the Bottle and Truth or Dare and shit in, like, 5th grade.
Jesus.
I guess it's the summer of 5th going into 6th grade, so I guess it's not...
I think that's actually pretty on point, yeah.
That's not that crazy. So, yeah, you know, started making out, and then I had, like, this super sweet above-ground pool in my backyard that my stepdad got because I guess it fell off a fucking truck.
Oh, right on, yeah. That 5-finger discount.
You know, gotcha. I know it was like the thing was I think you know my mother was upset because he spent like $200 on it, right?
Oh, that's fucking fantastic.
Exactly. Like, so, yeah, but we didn't have $200 fucking to spare. Even though it was like, but it's a great deal.
It
is. You know, so they got into an argument about it, but you know. When stuff falls off a truck, there's no real return policy on that.
No. You just gotta grab it and you gotta move fast, right?
Yeah, so
there's no time to think about whether we can afford this or not. Let's just do it.
Anyway, that pool became for like all of us, like my older cousins included. That became like a sex trap, I guess, to like you know hump chicks.
Yeah. I mean, they're already half naked. Right?
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, you just do that when you're a kid.
As long as they consent.
Yeah, no one's
No, they don't have to consent.
When you're a little kid, especially back then, we didn't know that there was such a thing called consent. It was like, you know, like when someone does something to me, I'll give you another embarrassing kid story. And this is kind of pseudo-sexual. When I was in kindergarten, there was like this fucking kid who moved down the street from us, and he was like a new kid. You know, we were living in Jersey in another town, right? His name was Sonny. And Sonny would do this thing. He'd tell you, hey, I want to tell you a secret, right? And he'd come to your ear, and he'd spit in it.
Oh, terrible, man. That's pseudo-sexual?
I guess. I don't fucking know. What was the point of him? What did he get out of it? I didn't get it. And he got me twice.
Jesus, you're stupid.
I was a gullible kid. But anyway, back to masturbating. My first nut was kind of painful. Right? First off, it was like awkward, right? Because I had already been aware of masturbation, and I was with a couple of other cats, and they were like older, right?
Is it like a group thing? You guys like all...
Sort of, yeah. It was like a summer sleepover. I was like 11, and they were like 12 and 13, maybe.
Wait, was Marcelo there?
No.
Okay, never mind.
No.
So I know he used to do sleepovers and like jerk off.
Nah, I don't think anybody that we grew up with I ever fapped it with.
Alright.
These were more like, I'll just say they're my cousins, right?
Alright, yeah.
Right. So, they, you know, we were just in a room, and I think that it was the same situation, right? There was a burner box. Right, it's the summer. The parents are asleep. We're not gonna get a better opportunity than this. Like, we got to make this happen, right? But I didn't know what I was exactly doing.
Yeah,
I kind of had to watch and learn.
You were just kind of like going.
Like I'm looking at the porno, and then I just kind of see like some movement. Now it was a big enough room that we had enough. Like that was the other thing was there was like etiquette involved, right? So everyone's just kind of facing forward. I had, I wanted to be like the most hidden in the back, like no one could see me.
Yeah.
And that's like the unfortunate position that you can kind of see everybody else. So there was like, say like a chair that was like over there, and then they're like, 10 feet in that direction, there was like another chair, right? And everyone's just kind of like slouched down. Get all slouched down, and hopefully no one sees you. Because when you're a kid, no, you're just trying to get your nut off. And I think that's sex in general, right? Because it's kind of embarrassing. Like, every time I've ever had sex, like, afterward, I'm just kind of like, oh, yeah, that was great. But, like, minutes after that, I'm like, man, that was awkward.
I was having sex with a girl, and, like, as she was coming, basically, she would close her eyes. I'm like, why do you close your eyes? She's like, because I'm embarrassed. I'm like, really? You're in bed? Like,
I think that's something that like some people experience. I think I'm not alone in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's just because it just like literally we just excreted at each other. Like we're like Sonny. Like spitting. I'm just not coming in her ear.
Nice setup.
I'm not coming in her ear. I'm just fucking. I'm gonna do these awkward thrusting motions on top of each other with all the sweat and the heat and like the saliva, because
Do you ever wonder about the face you make?
I really don't. I try not to. No, you know what? Actually, spoiler alert. I've made my own amateur adult entertainment.
Oh shit.
And I've hoped that I've watched it.
Are we gonna find you on X videos anytime soon?
No.
Pornhub
That stuff is
right.
safely just downloaded to VHS.
And there's only certain parts that are more worn out than others.
Yeah, no, it'll degrade over time.
Right.
So eventually it'll just go back and become part of the earth. But no. So
you've got amateur videos.
Yeah,
Same.
Alright, but yeah. So whacking it and porno in general.
So you were the weird kid in the back. You had to see it, but that's also how you learned, right?
Yeah, but that's the thing is like, the first time I came, I don't think there was any like sperm. It was just like, it was
the best feeling ever.
It was it was an extreme feeling, right? But it wasn't all that pleasurable. Right. I don't think like my balls had fully dropped at this point. I think I was 11.
Did you get that feeling where after you like bust, like your dick is super duper sensitive and anything that touches it, you're like, it makes you like cringe?
Yeah, that was the whole thing. Like
flinch.
I kind of had to like leave it out there. I was like, oh. And they started making fun of me because we're not supposed to be making any noise.
And you're over there like,
because I'm trying to put my my underwear back up, and basically my fucking they gave me such shit afterwards. Like,
I'm sure
you're a fucking asshole. Like I was about to nut and you ruined it.
You ruined it.
And I'm like, all right, whatever. But yeah,
I get it. That's gotta suck. Like you're all like into it. You're watching the scene. You're like in there, right? You're about to go, and then you hear a kid, like a little boy, making like weird noises. You're like,
11-year-old boy knows.
Totally took me out of the moment, man.
What's the weirdest place you've ever whacked it?
In the library, like there was a bunch of people there,
and you just had to get it off.
Yeah, I don't know. I was in high school, I think, and I was.
Oh wait, in the school library?
No,
actually, was it the public library?
It was the public library.
I don't know which one is a worse sex crime.
But and I was walking around. It was winter, and I had a winter coat on, but I had my hands inside, and I was just walking around, jacking it.
I've heard of that before. I've heard that that's like a method. I'm surprised I never stumbled upon it.
Yeah, I don't know why I did it. It's not like being in public like turns me on, like doing stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I just maybe I was feeling rebellious or something. I think I did come across like maybe some National Geographic magazines. Yeah. Maybe that's what did it, and I was like, dude, I gotta take care of this thing.
All right. Well, most awkward place I did was like at work in the locker room.
I've also been in stalls, like in toilet stalls in Macy's.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was like a toilet stall, right, in the locker room. So basically, I have maybe 15 minutes left of my break, and I'm, someone sent me a video. I look at it on my phone, but then I'm like, let me take a pee before I go back to work. So I go in there, and I'm waiting for the fucking video because my locker room is in like the basement. I'm waiting for the video to load up, and then as I'm peeing, the video loads up, and I'm like, oh man, this is a really fucking good video. And I'm like, yeah. So then, as I'm like shaking it, because I shake and I pull after I
Really?
There's two
more than four, and you're just playing with yourself.
But that's exactly what the fuck happened. It was like, as I'm just shaking it, the video was just that good that it's like, I don't care that you just peed. This is happening. And I was like, seriously? And it was like 2 minutes. It was like, I was 12 or 13 again. Took me like 2 minutes.
Right.
I was like, well, that's crazy.
So I don't know if I have like slight deviant behaviors or something like that, but I told you like I used to go, like I worked at Macy's and I'd go in there and like jack off, but it's because I used to work with this girl that was like pretty hot and she just had like this crazy body, like a huge ass, like big boobs, everything, and she was pretty, and like it was kind of a tight space, so like every once in a while, she'd like rub up against me. I'd get like a tit rubbed up on my shoulder, like her ass would rub up against my...
How old are you?
Like 18, 19.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, and it was just like, I'd have to like run somewhere, like tuck my freaking raging hard on between my pants and my belt. Yeah, and then I'd have to like go.
It's like, are you an up tucker or are you a down tucker?
Like I went to the bathroom like 3 times during my shift. Like it was like a lot, like every day. And I don't know. That's normal, right? That's not.
No, that's
terrible.
a normal thing.
Right.
That's a normal thing. It used to be the worst though, man. Like I remember the bus. Just taking the bus was the worst, right? When you're like a kid, I guess people probably excused it, but I also always had, like, when I was a kid, I had my book bag. So when I got off the bus, I would just always hold it in front of me. Like, I don't want to put my book bag on and hit people with, with my book bag because it's heavy. But as I got older, I left school when I was like 16. I'm on the bus and I'm getting these vibration boners. And you're like, oh crap, my stop is coming off. And like right before your stop comes off, there's like, I don't know, an entire preschool.
That's terrible.
It's like, fuck, man, one of these kids could lose an eye.
You know what? I used to get vibration boners a lot. That's not what I called them, but that's what I'll call them from now on. You'd be on the train, right, and you're like 2 stops away, and like you have to pee really bad, and like your dick gets hard from like I don't know what from. I used to like imagine that I have to pee so bad that like my penis is filling up with piss, and that's what's making it hard. And like I hope this thing goes down before I have to like get off the train, or else I'm gonna like stay on this thing for another stop, or try and figure out a way to hide it, which doesn't work. Like everyone knows you have a fucking hard on.
Well, no, the book bag worked pretty well. Right?
I didn't have a book bag.
I'm going to convince myself that that's what worked. You know what else? Like, during the summer, I used to fucking, because I used to have, like, when I used to go out, I was always wearing a button-down.
All right.
Like, I'd have a button-down, I'd have a
Fancy,
t-shirt under it. So I'd take off the button-down, and but that's very obvious. Like, I could practically hang that button-down off the end of my throbbing meat.
Did you try and like tie it around your waist?
No, because it was short sleeve. It's the summer, so I was wearing like my fucking dragon, my super hip dragon button down.
Did you have those like polyester like anime shirts or whatever? Yeah.
Not really anime shirts, but like mine had like dragons on them.
Yeah, but we're talking about the same type of shirt, though, right? It got popular around the same time.
Exactly.
I had like a Ryu, and I had an Akuma one.
Yeah, everyone had the Goku one.
They were like super duper hot for some reason, like all polyester. But I used to be like, oh, it's silk. It's not silk.
Yeah, it's not. It's microfiber. You can tell yourself that. It is that.
All right, there you go.
It's microfiber.
Yeah.
I think polyester's microfiber. You know what was the worst though is if you ever had to wear polyester pants, they smell like fucking fish sometimes. Or like
I used to be a security guard, and like I would always forget my pants, and so I'd have to buy new ones. I never bought like good ones. I bought like $10 fucking polyester pants at Conway's or something like that.
Nice.
And yes, I know that weird like fresh fish smell that they had. Like I don't know what that was. It's like a chemical to keep the pants fresh or something. I don't know what they were doing with those things.
Nice.
Crazy.
No, I think it's just a reaction to the moisture and the heat and the crotch.
And a mix of your fucking ball sweat and fucking ash juice.
Yeah, I don't know. It's something to do with maybe like the organic something.
Yeah. Speaking of balls juice and ash juice, I actually recently started using like dick deodorant.
Nice.
It's like a thing, yeah. It's like a
I've heard of that actually. Yeah. I've been thinking about getting it. Like
I don't know if it's worth it because it's like I think it's kind of expensive, and like it makes your dick smell less, but it still smells like a dick, you know.
But hold on, first off, How have you smelled your own dick?
Dude, you've never like sat down and get a waft of your own juices?
No, I know that.
All right,
but
well,
I'm assuming that that's like the ball area.
Yeah, balls, dicks, ass.
The dick is just the dick. You know, I'm sure it. I'm sure it tastes like crap, but you know, I don't think it actually emits an odor.
No,
there's no
sweaty.
actual cheese. I'm a circumcised gentleman. So
I'm actually circumcised myself.
So I don't imagine that it you know emits an odor, like, because I
It's
sweat
got
here. I sweat here.
No,
but like,
arms.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You have like like your flesh has odor.
Yeah, I know that.
Like even if it's not, you're as strong
what
as
I'm
your
saying
armpits.
is, yeah, the armpit.
Ask any woman. Dicks smell like dicks. They have a distinct dick scent.
They should fucking sell that. It's like, OD Dick.
OD Dick.
By Drakkar.
Oh, what's it called? So, but the thing is, so I got this dick deodorant, and I don't know if it's good or not. And another thing is, like, what if I, you know, happen across a woman and we have like this interaction? Like, is it safe for consumption or? And I said consumption. Just let you
That's a shitty pun, Shouldy. Right? No, but no, I've heard of that. I've heard of the dick deodorant, but I didn't understand like how that like worked. Is it like a roll on, or is it something that
It's
comes
like cream
in like a flesh fleshlight? You just
it's
you dip your dick into it.
It's like a deodorant stick, but it's like got a slit in it that you.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Well, what do? You like dip your dick in it? I mean,
so what I used to do, right, is I used to like when your regular deodorant goes like really low, I'm like, all right, now that's graduated to dick and ass deodorant.
Yeah.
And then I get a new stick for my armpits. And then I was like, a girl I was dating asked me, is that safe? And I was like, I don't know. I never thought about that. Maybe it's not safe. I don't want to get asshole cancer or anything like that. So I did a little research, found out there's like stuff designed for your fucking dick. So that's what I got.
No. Like I said, I've definitely heard of it. And I've thought about getting it. Like my last trip, you know, it's hot in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
You want your dick to be putting its best foot forward.
We should try and get sponsored by fucking dick deodorants.
Yeah, no, we should.
We have to have a dick deodorant story in every
Richard's
episode.
best. Dick deodorant.
Yes. It's not actually...
It's like taking your dick to the prom. Or we should just come up with our own dick deodorant.
Let's do it.
But you can find any shit on the internet, and that was my other thing. Was
our
like,
dick deodorant, like name should be Shmegmanomicon.
The Shmegmanomicon.
That should be the company. I don't know about the actual name of the product.
That should be the name of this fucking podcast. Tales from the Shmegmanomicon.
I'm with it.
All right.
Totally with it.
All right. So yeah, that you are now listening to Tales from the Shmegmanomicon with Shouldy and GiggleFizt. So, but yeah, you can find that was my whole thing that I was hesitant about, is because you can kind of find anything on the internet. So, oh crap!
What happened?
So I think that about like wraps it up. Intro. We're getting into, more of our adult sexual life, and I want our next podcast on this subject to be more sexually oriented. This is more about sexually oriented. So this is more like this is, as the title suggests, the intro to sex.
All right.
Thank you all for listening. Stay tuned for the next episode of the Shmegmanomicon.
Shmegmanomicon.